Yeah, so a blind man walked into a bar, and then a chair, and then a table. You know what it is, and you know what we do. Hey, it's the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe show. Yo, what up, Doe? It's your boy OG Tim Wilson, and I am live on a Friday night. Well, I'm live. It's recorded live, whatever you want to call it. But I'm chilling here with the nasty boys, Big Ed and Waves. What up, Doe fellas?
What up? What up?
It is, it is. What's good, what's good? Yo, I got to give some quick birthday shout outs, man. If you had a birthday this week, you celebrated with the likes of Takeoff, the late Takeoff. Rest in peace and happy heavenly birthday. We got Blake Shelton, OT Genesis, Zoe Saldana celebrated a birthday this week. Jordan Poole, the newly traded Jordan Poole from the Warriors to the Washington Wizards. He's gone. Paula Abdul, Lionel Richie, and my favorite actress, Meryl Streep. Happy birthday to all of y'all. Yo, and on that note, man, we gonna go ahead and get this party started.
Dagger, dagger, dagger.
All right, all right. Yo, so what's going on, fellas? What's happening? What's happening? Got a lot of stuff to talk about this week, man. Got a lot going on. Waze, what's going on with you, man?
Man, not much. Got a graduation party I'm going to tomorrow, and
Who's graduating?
Kim's niece.
Okay, all right. Congratulations, Kim's niece. Big Ed, what's going on? Big Ed looked like he's carrying a whole conversation with somebody else that's in the room.
No, I had to ask Little Pork Chop to bring me up a couple things real quick.
Little pork chop in the building. What up, though, little pork chop?
Sorry, he ain't up here yet, but I'll tell
Man,
him when he get up here.
yeah, we ain't heard from him in a minute.
I know he ain't been doing my dumbasses or nothing lately.
Yeah, so what's been going on with you, Big Ed?
Nothing much, sitting here chilling. It's Friday night.
Okay, all right. Nothing exciting this week. Something exciting today for me. Something exciting today for me. My sister flew into town from Houston this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we went out to lunch today. She came straight from the airport to my job site, and we went out to lunch. We went to a nice little restaurant that I've always known about, but never really had time to go to. So today I told my boss I'm taking some extra time for lunch because I'm rolling with my sis. So while I had the time to do it, we went and did it, and it was worth it. It was worth every bit of it. It was excellent choice, great restaurant, great food, great atmosphere, great service. Uh, I couldn't wait to get off work, come home, take a shit.
I feel that.
Cause I was stuffed. But yo, big ups to my sister, man, and big ups to everybody over there at the Avenue Brunch on Michigan Avenue. So it was a fantastic restaurant. If you're ever in town, we have to take a trip down there and check it out. New cigar bar opening up over there on Michigan Avenue as well this next month. I was rolling past, saw it looked like the door was open, so I stopped and I just walked in, and there was nobody there but the owner, and he was saying he's not open yet. But we got to talking, and he gave me a tour of the whole facility. It's a beautiful facility. It's the dopest cigar bar I've ever seen. It's got a full bar. It's laid out. It's sharp. It got a kitchen, so they serve food as well. Humidor, walk-in humidor is beautiful. We got a lot of exclusive cigars. It's called Robustos, and he also has a locker room where you can be a locker room member. You can get a locker, and if you want to store your stuff in there, store cigars in there, so that you don't have to take them home. You can leave them. You got your own personal, basically your own personal humidor. And if you're a locker room member, there's a special room for locker room members.
Oh, okay.
There's TVs everywhere, so you know the games. It's dope, man. It is fire. I was like, dude, this is dope. I love it. I gave him all the love in the world, so I can't wait for that to open next month, so I can have stories about actually going to Robustos and toking some some stogies. So I did pick up a couple. I asked him if can I buy a couple while I'm here? I know you ain't open, but can I grab a couple here?
All
So I
right.
did that. So I grabbed a couple of stogies so I can go out and puff on the golf course tomorrow.
Okay.
As you see, I'm very talkative. I got a lot to say, man. I got a lot to say. But let's do a toast, man, so we can go ahead and get this party started. I got a lot of shit to talk about. I think y'all gonna have fun with this. Y'all
All right.
ready?
Cheers.
This going out to all my cigar smokers out there today. Yo, do one.
Cheers.
Oh! Mm. So we're gonna get it started off with something fun, all right?
Okay.
And I will give permission to carry this on throughout the show. If you have another one, feel free to not just blurt it out, but before you blurt it out, say, "Hey, wait, I got another one." And we, all right, okay.
All right.
This question has been driving me all week, and I've been enjoying reading the comments. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I did read the comments, and so I know some of these answers, but I also have plenty of my own. I even answered it myself a few times. But the question is, without naming the film, what is one quote that gives it away?
I'll be back.
I'll be back, Terminator. Excellent. Very good, Big Ed. You got one, Wade?
The simplest is say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. Yes, that's an easy one. Scarface. There's a lot of them that's easy. There's a lot of simple ones. You got to show me the money.
Yep.
Yeah. So we can have fun with that all night, man. You got another one, Big Ed. Big Ed look like he
Yep.
got another one.
Make you an offer you can't refuse.
Make you an offer that you can't refuse. The Godfather, baby, absolutely. How about a shoot program, nigga? Have you on Pelican Bay shoot program?
Hold on. Shit. Here come Debo.
My
That
grandmama
is
gave
everybody in the NFL that comes up against the 49ers in a home game.
my grandmama gave me
Here
that
comes
chain.
Debo. He gonna cry in the car. Some movies have several of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. So,
What is that? Velvet?
What is that? Come on. Mhm. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Oh, the infamous 5 heartbeat scene.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyway, we can have fun with that as the night goes by. But in the meantime and in between time, you got your thing and I got mine. We can't do the show tonight without talking about the missing submarine that has now been kind of found. The 5 people aboard this SUV-sized submarine with 1 bathroom has died. They were going to explore this Titanic. I saw the movie. I'm good with that. They wanted to go see the Titanic in person for some odd reason and rode down there in a submarine the size of an SUV controlled by a PlayStation game controller and didn't survive.
Who could have saw that one coming?
Oh, I don't know.
Man, I almost put him on the list this week.
That was tough, man. That was rough.
I mean, you spent $250,000 to die a piece. That's basically what they did. And there have been reports that this submersible vessel wasn't ready to go. It's been down there before, and they've had problems before.
They've been down there before.
So,
Mhm.
and then the one kid, he didn't even want to go,
Damn.
but
Feel bad for him.
he went. He went because he wanted to bond with his dad.
Feel bad for him. That's horrible. That's
Yeah.
sad.
That part is, that's not cool at
Feel
all.
bad for that family. Actually, that I know the family is really really hurting over that type
Yeah.
of situation. Ways, no, you had some strong feelings about it, controversial feelings, politically incorrect feelings about it. But I don't know if you've had a little bit of a change of heart or um, go
Uh,
for it. So,
uh, I've kind of more specifying where I stand here is more of the when it comes to the kids portion of this and him being in a situation he really didn't even want to be in the first place, but he felt the need to impress his dad by going, I guess. Uh, that part of this whole situation is really messed up. No kid should ever be in that situation. But when I had looked at this whole situation, the fact that they went against everything that was being told to them by the professionals who know stuff about this, about going down there in this vessel and how this vessel will not be able to handle such a adventure, I guess. And they just completely ignored that. I can't really feel too terribly bad about the situation. Because at that point, it was a conscious decision that was made. Not to mention, the waiver mentions death several times on the first page.
Yeah. If I got to sign a waiver that says I can't sue you if I die, I'm not going on that ride.
how you gonna sue me if you die?
I'm sure
Well,
it's
my family, my
Okay, all right. I just wanted to clear that up. If I got to sign a waiver and say I can't sue you if I die, okay, you can sue me if you die, motherfucker. You're dead. I'd like to see your dead ass in court suing anybody. I would see your dead ass in court. But yeah, it's not something that I would do that I would have done. I get that some people are more venturous than others, and a lot of good has a good knowledge has come to the world because of people more venturous than others.
yeah.
So I'm not totally like on the dumbass take. I do feel like it's sad. It's a sad story. It's a rough story. I saw a lot of jokes and memes, and only one of them made me somewhat giggle. But as a former comedian, there have always been things that subjects I don't touch, some things I don't find funny, and I don't find the humor in it. Even though I get where some people feel less sensitive about it, desensitized to the choice these billionaires, these rich people made because they're rich, and we don't give a fuck about the rich because fuck them, they rich, right? And they had nothing better to do with their money. When you can buy everything, what do? Well, I go try to see the Titanic because nothing on the earth can please me anymore because I can buy everything, but I can't buy a trip to the Titanic, or can I? And so I get it. I get the desensitization of it by some people, so I don't judge over that. But I don't find the jokes funny. I only found one that was fairly, halfway humorous. A couple of them kind of made me smirk, but for the most part, I didn't. I just don't find the situation funny, so I don't laugh at. I don't. I don't laugh. That's why you don't see me bringing any of those jokes into my site.
right.
But I do think it's an interesting situation. It's very sad, but it's very interesting. It was a big, 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 big story. And I was just like blown away when I heard about it. The first time I heard it, I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be one of those stories because I don't know if y'all know this, but about me, but I used to have this thing where for some reason there was certain stories that would just hit a string in me where I just can't stop. I just get freaking obsessed with the story.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
follow it and follow it and follow it. And I thought this was gonna be one of them when I first heard it. I said, "Damn, I can see myself. I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole on this. I ain't gonna be able to stop." And I did. I didn't go there. I watched it from afar because it was just I already knew what the outcome was going to be. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
before
Right.
when I first heard it, I said that's not something they're going to come back from. It's a horrible way to die because you knew there was at some point that they realized, oh shit, we fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying? And from that point forward, it was just, what do you do? There's no way out of this. We're about to die.
right.
You're about to die a slow death. So what what do you do at that point? You're how many feet underwater?
Titanic's 13,000 feet.
13,000 feet underwater. So you can't make your last. All we got is us right here. Were there any women on there? Because if so, I'm fucking somebody.
No, it was 5 dudes.
That's fucked up. We
But-
we gone.
And wasn't the owner of the company on there too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. When it came to it came out that the submarine had imploded, and now the Navy is saying, "Oh yeah, we have audio of the implosion from Sunday, about 2 hours after they submerged."
Damn.
So the Navy's had this audio of this of the implosion of the vessel, and the implosion takes seconds. But at the same time, you gotta imagine some kind of warning system had to have gone off.
Damn.
They're trying to figure things out, not knowing there's in a couple seconds, man, this bad boy is gonna turn into a soup can.
And I could just hear Bill Duke coming. You know you fucked up, right? That's going back a couple segments. That's another little quote for y'all.
Menace to society, y'all.
Minister Society.
Oh, I got another one.
Go ahead.
Houston, we have a problem.
What
Oh,
we
man.
have here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, I just brought up another one.
Go ahead.
I am sick and motherfucking tired of these motherfucking snakes on this goddamn place.
Hey, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. All right, so look, okay. Moving on. A couple discovered a hidden camera at a spa in Ann Arbor in a private jacuzzi room. It was the size of a nut that goes on a boat. It looks like it was a nut in a boat, like it was just a little boat. And somebody said, no, that's not a boat, that's a camera. He noticed a little bubble on top of it and discovered this damn camera in the private jacuzzi room. And they can't find out where it leads. Who has the tapes?
Oh, wait. How many do they have?
Right.
I don't know, but I've been to one of these private jacuzzi rooms in Ann Arbor in my past life, and I'm wondering if they got me on tape because I was certainly in that damn hot tub doing the nasty.
You better check Pornhub.
I won't go there. They'll find some Russian site somewhere where we can't take it down.
I'm okay. They can leave it up there because I was putting in work.
Well, shit, you need to get paid off of it if you was.
I was putting in work. I did get paid.
He said, "Tidal wave, bitch."
I got as paid as I needed to be that night.
He looked her in the eyes and he said, "Anime, anime."
Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake, anime. You ever been in one of those hot tubs or private jacuzzi rooms?
Yep.
Did you
Me and my wife used to get them all the time for Valentine's Day for our anniversary.
I used to do the nasty in that damn thing.
Don't everybody?
I ain't answering that question. I am not implicating myself in any act.
Huh? I mean, hell, you got a weekend away from the kids. Got the jacuzzi suite.
No wonder no wonder little pork chop got such a big ass water head. He was he was conceived in a hot tub.
He was our wedding night, so
He was conceived in a hot tub. All right, man. All right. All right. Enough about that. Um, Akila Davis. Familiar with Akila Davis?
no.
Me neither. Akila Davis, we're going to get familiar with her right now. We all
Okay.
know. She's a news reporter, a local news reporter in Raleigh, North Carolina. And she decided to celebrate. She was doing a story about straight and curly hair. Excuse me. And it was on Juneteenth. So she decided to celebrate her hair freedom for Juneteenth during this broadcast by pulling off her straight-haired wig and exposing the fact that she actually wear dreadlocks. How about that one? Yo. Yo.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh, no. Wrong job. What up, though? So yeah. Anyway, yeah. That happened in Raleigh on television.
Wow.
And I must admit, she looked better with the locks. She looked a whole lot better with the locks. And what's your thought? What's your feelings on the straight hair, curly hair, locks? This type of the hair freedom subject. Do you have any? Do you have anything you'd like?
I like natural hair. I don't want to go in the shower, come out, and look on the couch, and there's a whole nother broad sitting there because she done took her wig off.
You can say that because you bald head. Joe, what you think?
But we also know a lot of bald headed females.
Yes.
Bald head hoes.
And all of them wear wigs and weave.
For me, I'm all for it. What you want to do with your hair is what you want to do. That's an extension of yourself. That's up to you. Now, I will say though, that doesn't mean any female's got the right to say because I'm bald, you should still love me. Nah, when you looking like your name should be Leroy, I really don't have any reason to feel that way.
Well, I've dated a bald head chick before. She wasn't all the way bald, but she wore her hair extremely short. She was pretty much a bald head chick, but she was fine as a motherfucker. She was beautiful. She was absolutely beautiful. It was something about that look with the way it fit her because she was very small and it fit her. And I got nothing bad to say about that young lady. But I will say that I think it's an insult to us that in 2023, in the 21st century, there's got to be laws passed for black people to wear their hair the way it naturally grows out of their head.
Right.
Think
We
about
do.
that.
We actually just passed a law like that here in Minnesota.
We've got to pass. It's got to be a law to allow me to wear my hair the way it naturally grows out of my head. Because when it grows out of my head, it don't look like yours. So I got to do something different to it to make it look like yours to be accepted. But if I don't do that and just let it grow as it naturally grows, the way you allowed to let yours grow the way it naturally grows, right? You don't have to do. You're not forced to do something different to your hair to make it look like mine. But you're allowed to, even if you want to, you can. You can go ahead and do some stuff to make it curly and make a fake afro and whatever you want. But if I, as a black person, wear my hair the way it naturally grows out of my head, for some reason in some circles and in some areas, that is against the law.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't even be a problem, leave alone against the law.
It's actually
it's an insult, and time is out for that.
It's not actually against the law. It's just a
In
lot of
some
companies.
areas, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I know there's
But there's
companies.
laws. There have been laws passed to say it's okay to wear your hair like this.
No, that's because there's been companies that have either
There's
fired
been
people.
not just companies. There's also been government agencies.
Hmm, I didn't know about that, but I know that they used it as a form of discrimination.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. This it's pathetic to me, and it's an insult.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's an insult, and as a kid, I probably didn't understand, but as an adult, I say, come on, man, what are we doing here?
is
Bro.
that jar of moonshine, bro? Sorry.
Uh-uh.
Oh,
It's a beer mug.
oh, okay. It looked like a jar of moonshine.
I like it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take you off topic.
Another Juneteenth news. Another Juneteenth hero in Galveston, Texas, Mr. Wayne Funkmouth Haskell, won the 2023 Juneteenth chitlins eating contest. Yeah.
I see why they call him Funk Mouth.
God damn.
Break yourself, fool!
Yeah.
Man, he was wolfing down plates of chitlins, booty noodles.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't get down with that. Sorry.
You know, I can eat chitlins, but I wouldn't get in a chitlin eating contest. Wouldn't do
No,
it.
no. That's
Especially not against Mr. Funkmouth.
how many plates did he eat?
They did not specify, and trust me, I read the story 3 times looking for an answer to that question. I wanted some poundage. I wanted something that gave me the amount that he ate. All they said was that he knocked down plate after plate after plate and came out victorious, eating mounds and pounds of guts.
Booty noodles.
Turn up for what?
Man, I can't even walk into a house where chitlins is cooking.
I ain't got nothing wrong with chitlins personally. I'm okay with chitlins.
Yeah, that's because you grew up with chitlins in the house.
Mm.
Yeah.
I went to my friend's house the other day, and they were burning chitlin incense.
Oh, good. Can you imagine what dude's wife or significant other may have felt like when he was going home?
Oh, Funkmouth. The dude's name is Funkmouth. I don't think anybody was surprised. I get the feeling nobody was surprised. I need to get him down with the Nasty Boys crew. With the Funkmouth.
Man.
Reminds me of Planet of the Apes. Take your paws off me, you dirty ape.
There you go. There you go. Still we're doing movie quotes. Movie quotes. Movie quotes. Movie quotes. The GOAT, LeBron James. By the way, there was a discussion this morning. I thought this was interesting. Well, it was actually yesterday, but I listened to it this morning. I listened to all my shows a day after they happened. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Miller, the guy from Alabama, basketball player from Alabama, who just was drafted number 2 overall last night. He was asked about the GOAT debate between LeBron and Jordan, and he said neither one. He said my GOAT is Paul George.
Mm.
And largely because he patterned his game after Paul George and blah, 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 blah. And that's his more style of play.
Right.
And there was a discussion about, is it right that they are changing the definition of the GOAT? Because the GOAT is an acronym that stands for greatest of all time.
Right.
They're turning, they felt like the person that was talking felt like the GOAT, quote unquote, as a word is turning into your favorite player. Who your favorite player is your GOAT, and that's not what the quote. That right or is that wrong? Is that watering down what the meaning of the GOAT is?
Right.
What's your thoughts on that?
It is. Because when you think you got to have accomplishments to be the GOAT. And what does Paul George accomplish? Just talking about that discussion right there. What does Paul George accomplish in his career? He came back from a terrifying leg injury.
All right, that's my cousin. So let's not use that example. Let's just make your point without pointing out my cousin.
But yeah, okay. Put it this way: if we went off of those standards, Justin Fields would be the GOAT right now in football. For me, if we use those standards.
Okay, so what if we did and I'm gonna push back a little bit because I get it what you're saying, but or you would say your favorite player of all times. I don't think Justin Fields is your favorite player of all times.
No,
But not saying he's the greatest of all time, but if he's your favorite player of all times, who would that be?
oh, now see that's a different discussion.
Exactly. Your favorite player of all times is probably Walter Payton or Gale Sayers or somebody like that.
Nope,
And
it's
that
Walter.
so would it be fair for you to say that's your GOAT? My GOAT is Walter Payton because Walter Payton is your favorite player, but he's actually you don't really think he's the greatest of all times, but he's your favorite of all time. For you, he's the greatest player that I've enjoyed because he's my favorite of all time. Would it be fair in that kind of case? When you put it that way, your favorite player of all time being your GOAT of all times, do you still feel the same way about that? Would you find it unfair to call Walter Payton the GOAT?
No, not Walter Payton.
See?
Not Walter Payton.
See? When I put apples to apples, all of a sudden,
See, for
so
me,
this guy is younger than you. His history is shorter.
right.
Yeah.
For me, the way I look at this is it's just basic communication skills that fixes this issue. There's a difference between the GOAT and my GOAT. And that's where a lot of people tend to wean off because everybody says the GOAT, but most times people are saying specifically their idea of their.
But I hear you. Yes, and I get that, but at the same time, that's part of what the problem is, and I don't think anybody missed that. But by saying my GOAT, are you still saying to you that's the greatest player of all times, or are you saying that's my favorite player of all times? You know what I'm saying? So, are you actually saying that's your GOAT, or are you just saying that's your favorite player, but you're referring to him as the GOAT because it's the thing to say?
Right.
I don't believe for 1 second that guy believes Paul George is the GOAT.
Oh no. If he does, then he actually needs to do some research and learn his basketball history.
No, I don't. I don't think for a second he believes that, but he'll say that's my GOAT because it's who he compares his game to. So it's who he studied. It's who he compares his game to. So that's how he is equating it. But that's not what that doesn't mean he's the greatest of all times.
Right.
So they're taking the meaning of the GOAT. They're taking the acronym out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, you know what I mean? Even if I say that's my GOAT.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's my favorite player. Like I could say Joe Montana is my GOAT. Because I believe he's actually the greatest of all times.
Right. And see,
Right.
that's still about Reggie.
That's not the same. That's not the same as saying I think that Emmitt Smith. That's not the same as me saying I think Debo is my GOAT because he's my favorite player. Or you know what I'm saying? If my favorite player is somebody that's not even in the conversation,
Right.
Because Paul
Right.
George ain't in the conversation.
No, yeah, no, he's not.
Really not. But so if it's somebody that's not in the conversation, I'm saying that's my GOAT.
Right.
That's not that's still saying that's just my favorite player.
Right.
That's
So
not saying that I truly believe that
would you
Roger
blame
Staubach is better than anybody that's ever played the game.
would you blame that on the interviewer then for not clarifying who
No,
is the GOAT or who is your GOAT?
It's kind. See, the way I look at that is more of a societal consensus and way of thinking, because we think the GOAT is the person we like. Is basically what. And to answer your question, OG, I do believe the way the GOAT is being used currently diminishes the value and the original meaning of the greatest of all time. Because as far as when I think about that, I think of the statistical greatest of all time, not who do I think was better type situation. It's more of it's undeniable who the GOAT is instead of being an argument.
but it's always an argument. It's always deniable. I mean, for a lot of different factors, because there's more than statistics that make you great.
Right.
Okay, so there was a time that Vanilla Ice had sold more records than anybody, but he was never the GOAT.
No,
Right.
Okay, so it's more than statistics that make you that puts you at that level. But I mean, but I agree partially with you though. It's not just a societal, but I think it's more of the natural watering down of what things mean. It's the natural, because the term is used so often and so loosely that over time it redevelops itself. It's now a word and not an acronym.
it's like what classic has become.
Yeah, like when Big Ed started calling out classics. Yeah, that's
Why
you
call
right.
you on me?
Right, that's exactly right. He thought he the one brought up classics. Yeah, similar to that. So that's just one thought. But the real GOAT of basketball, LeBron James. Uh,
I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan.
well, he says it's by statistics. Michael Jordan does not have as many points, rebounds, assists, or wins as LeBron James, or game-winning shots. LeBron James purchased an abandoned apartment complex in his hometown of Akron, Ohio.
See, stuff like that, that's what makes him the GOAT.
I'm not done. Because I didn't say what he did with it yet. He didn't just purchase it.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He remodeled it. He had it remodeled. He remodeled the whole thing. And guess what he did? He is using it to provide permanent housing for his at-risk students at his promo school.
Yeah.
Free.
That's what makes him the GOAT.
Shit
like that, that's what makes him the GOAT.
And see, that to me is the biggest difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. LeBron James is not afraid to give back to the community in a very meaningful and positive way. Whereas to Michael Jordan, it's kind of wishy-washy when he decides.
Shoe program, nigga.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I don't want to say that Jordan has never done anything, because of course but
he
LeBron
just
has
did.
been a lot more open and free and unafraid to stand up for his people, and even through controversy, whereas Jordan was very careful about not being controversial.
Yeah.
And back then it would have,
and still is.
It would have really done a lot of damage to his career if he were more controversial back then. If he was on the type of
maybe not, because a lot of people would think the same about LeBron today, but LeBron did it anyway, and it did not hurt his brand.
No, it actually increased.
There's not a lot of people that would be standing in the status of LeBron James and coming out to practice wearing a shirt that said "I can't breathe," and when that was not a popular thing to do amongst the powers that be. So it became okay, largely because he said. I mean, Muhammad Ali did it.
Mhm.
He didn't, and they tried to strip him, but they hate him. That's why LeBron's the most hated athlete in the country. It was because of that. Because he just shut up and dribble.
Yep.
So there are those out there, but guess what? He came through all of it. He came through all of it and proved that you can still stand up for something and be okay. Um, so I applaud him for this move, and I like the promo school anyway for the at-risk kids, but this was just next level to buy an apartment building and provide free housing, permanent housing too. So if y'all ain't got no place to stay, y'all ain't got to leave. This ain't just this is your spot until you decide to move out, and you ain't got to pay shit. That's just awesome that he can do that. That he's got the gifted blessing to be able to do that for people, and that he chose to take his blessing and do it. So
Right.
big ups to LeBron on that one. And I don't want to start the GOAT debate. I was just playing with that. Uh, if you think LeBron is the GOAT, good for you. You think Jordan is, good for you. I'm not. I'm not going to go there because they were both great players. Uh, Jordan had a little something that LeBron didn't, and LeBron had the longevity that Jordan didn't. So he was able to sustain it for more time. While Jordan was doing it, nobody did it better. Um, yeah, and I've got my. I'm not going there.
Right.
I've got my likes and dislikes and my criticisms of both, but I'm just going to celebrate the greatness of both and say they are both in the GOAT conversation fairly and move forward. But Paul George is not. Cousin or not.
No.
Family or not, Paul George is not in that conversation. I got one last thing to share with y'all, and y'all gonna enjoy this.
Okay.
Y'all will enjoy this last story.
All right.
It's a list, actually.
Ooh,
I knew that. Waze likes lists.
I like this.
Mm-hmm.
This one you won't see coming. You didn't see this one coming. The top 10 most racist cities in America.
Okay.
The top 10 most racist cities in America. Two things about this list really stands out to me. One is I'm surprised at the state that has the most entries on this list. What state do you think has more entries than any other state?
Minnesota.
I was gonna say Mississippi.
Okay, all right. Both wrong answers, but you don't get another guess.
Okay.
We'll get there. What you said, Ways, also is my second biggest surprise. Is that the South region is very, 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 very under. They are underrepresented on this list. Out of all 10, there's only one city that is from the southern region in this entire list. And it's probably not what you would think it is.
Oh.
So shall we do the list?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. The man said, let's do it, let's do it. At number 10, it's a small town called Danville, Illinois.
Mm.
Yeah, I can hear. I can see. It has Bill in its name.
I know another Ville that better be on this list.
At number 9. Dun, 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 dun. Detroit. No, I'm just joking. At number 9. At number 9, Rochester, New York.
I was gonna say Rochester, Minnesota. Yeah, that's fair.
Ain't that where the uh dude got beat there by the police and died?
Yes, Rochester. Remember that? That was y'all too young for that. Y'all know who Rochester? Rochester. Y'all know who that is? Y'all know y'all too young for that. Okay. So
Another
Rochester.
movie?
No. It was actually a TV show. Famous guy. He was a famous violinist, and he was also a TV personality. He was at a comedy show. He had I think it was like a sitcom. His name was Jack Benny. Are you familiar with the name
Yep.
Jack Benny?
I'm too young.
Yeah.
Wasn't Richard Pryor on Jack Benny?
No, but
Or Ed Sullivan. Ed Sullivan.
Jack Benny had a butler. His butler's name was Rochester.
Oh, okay.
And he'd be Rochester. Yeah, Benny. Anyway, it was we're talking old school racist television. So anyway, at number 8, Fresno, California.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wouldn't have expected Fresno of all places.
Yep. At number 7, Trenton, New Jersey.
I could see that one.
I can see because New Jersey in total kind of iffy on when you're black.
I'm from Jersey. You from Jersey? At number 6, the first state to make a repeat performance, Peoria, Illinois.
Oh, wow.
About Peoria, and from what I hear, yeah, that sounds accurate.
At number 5, Racine, Wisconsin.
There better be about 2 or 3 more of those out there.
Yeah, race is in the name.
Yeah, I know, Racy. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Racine, Wisconsin.
you can find quite a few of those in Wisconsin.
At number 4, the third and final entry from this state, and also the winner, Naperville, Illinois. So,
Oh, wow.
Illinois is
Another bill.
You want to know what's so,
Ville.
you want to know what's so crazy about that one?
Another Ville in the ill.
What's so crazy about that one? That's where the Bears was just trying to. It was brought up in the discussion of where they were going to go.
We see why they didn't go.
Might have been why they wanted to go there. Keep you Negroes out.
They say we only mess with them when we own them.
Yeah, you're on the team, you're okay. If you ain't on the team, stay the fuck out of here. At number 3, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The biggest city on the list, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, they got Jerry curl juice everywhere.
Yeah, man.
This nigga still wearing Jerry curls in Milwaukee. Shout out to all the Milwaukee people out there listening.
I big up to Milwaukee, man. I was surprised by that because I used to when I was doing comedy, I used to perform in Milwaukee often, and I got mad love from the white folks in Milwaukee.
Right.
Man, I mean, when I say mad love, I mean mad love. At number 2,
That's the pappy.
Harrison, Arkansas.
Huh.
There's Arkansas. That's a fair one.
Never heard of it.
That is the only state in the southern region represented on this list.
Wow.
Wow. Number 1, Janesville, Wisconsin.
Harrison, Arkansas. And at number 1, a state that is making its only appearance, but it is making it strong, Waterloo, Iowa.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's interesting considering that the only black people in Iowa are in Des Moines.
Ooh. Yeah, because I don't know if I've been to Waterloo. Yeah. Yeah. Like, no.
And I had fun in Waterloo.
You may have. I know damn well I did it. It was the first time in my life I
Ain't
really
that weird?
what racism really was.
Luther College, ain't that in Waterloo?
I cannot say that I know.
Oh no, don't know. Don't never heard of Luther College.
All I know is I went to a gas station I ain't never heard of, and I said, "Fuck it, I will take my chance and make it to the next city after that." Because I went in there, and the way he addressed me as boy, I was like, he's way too fucking comfortable with that. I was like, And then
That's
he
funny.
saw my girl was white. No, that was a problem.
So there's this guy. This guy I work with found this videos. I gotta find this guy. You gotta find him. He's way too funny. There's this guy. He's a big white dude, and that's his prank. He does prank videos on Instagram and stuff, and he walks up to black people and call them boy, and it's funny as fuck. He walked to the grocery store. Hand me that hot sauce, boy.
I think I seen him.
And he's like, what? Give me the hot sauce, boy.
And nigga be ready to take off on him.
I don't know what you ain't doing. What are you calling me, boy? Look, boy, don't get live with me. Just give me the hot sauce, boy. Give me the hot sauce. I said, give me the hot sauce, boy.
I wonder how many videos he had to delete because he got the hell knocked out.
Oh, it's freaking hilarious, man. It's hilarious. But that's the list. Illinois has the most states with 3. Wisconsin has 2. And everybody else on the list is only represented once. And the whole southern region is only represented once.
That's weird.
Out of the top 10 most racist cities in America, you've got Danville, Illinois, Rochester, New York, Fresno, California, Trenton, New Jersey, Peoria, Illinois, Racine, Wisconsin, Naperville, Illinois, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Harrison, Arkansas, and Waterloo, Iowa. I repeated those so that my black watchers and black listeners know to stay the fuck out of those towns.
You got any honorable mentions?
Appleton,
Any that you can think of?
Currently still lights out town.
Janesville, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's What Up Doe, the What Up Doe, the What Up Doe show. Yo, we want to thank y'all for joining us, man. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson on behalf of the Nasty Boys. We are out of here like last year. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like what you see if you like what you see. And also subscribe to the What Up Doe Show channel because we have a lot of great shows, including the Smoke Session 612, our sports show, the off-season / the showdown, and also the Waves verse. Until next time, I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson saying thank you again for watching. Peace out, press your crease out, keep the police out while I bust his niece out, and we out of here like last year.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
What up, though?